Monofilament line is larger diameter than fluorocarbon line or braided line. It's got a lot more stretch than fluorocarbon or braided line. It's very stretchy. It's not quite as sensitive, and it is a little bit more difficult to cast simply because it is a large diameter, and also mono, it kinks up a little bit more than fluorocarbon or braid does. So those are the disadvantages of it. The advantages of it are the fact that it does stretch a little bit. The stretching part of it is an advantage or a disadvantage based upon how you want to fish. So let's say, for example, if you're flipping and pitching, you don't really want a lot of stretch in your line when you set the hook. So it's probably not the best line, even though I used it for years. But if say you're fishing a square bill crankbait, and you're making short casts with a square bill crankbait around lay down logs, sometimes you want monofilament line in a situation like that because of that line stretch. It gives you a little bit more hesitation. Also, monofilament line floats a lot better than braided line or fluorocarbon line. So braided line is a really good choice for topwater lures. So let's talk about when I use it. The only time I use monofilament line anymore, and this has been the case for quite a while now, is when I'm fishing topwater lures that sit stationary. So your lures like a popper, a walking topwater, something like that, a prop bait, chuggers, anything that you're working on the topwater where you have to pause it and let that bait set still for a little bit, you would definitely want to use monofilament line. If you use fluorocarbon line in a situation like that, the fluorocarbon line will sink and it'll make your bait, go nose heavy a little bit. I got a dang fly in here that I'm trying to get rid of. But so definitely want to use fluorocarbon line for situations like that. I don't really like the braided line for topwaters. We'll talk about it here in a second. But overall, just to keep it simple, guys, use the fluorocarbon line or use the monofilament line for your topwater lures and really nothing else, with the exception of maybe some square bill crankbaits if you're making short casts in dirty water with it. Okay, fluorocarbon line, and also, guys, I'll link my Seaguar fluorocarbon line and braided line link in the description. I use nothing but Seaguar and Vizex fluorocarbon. I think it's the best you can get, and the Seaguar Stealth Braid. So you can get that in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description if you guys like to order some. Fluorocarbon line is the workhorse for me. It comprises probably, I'm going to guess, over 90% of my fishing. 10% of my fishing is a combo of braid and monofilament line. 90% is the fluorocarbon fishing line. Fluorocarbon fishing line, the big advantages of it, it's a lot more clear. It's harder for the fish to see in the water. It's a lower diameter, so you can use a smaller diameter line on